Can you teach a horse respect? The word respect is used a lot in the horse community. Lots of trainers will talk about that your horse needs to learn respect. They need to learn how to respect their handler, respect you as the leader. We need to teach respect. We need to train respect. The word respect is used a lot in horse training. To be able to answer that question of whether or not you can train respect, we need to consider what respect is. It's a word that humans have created that is a collection. It's a word that is a construct. It's a label for a collection of behaviors that we view as a society as being good or desirable in somebody's behavior towards another being. So if you are a parent like myself, you might teach your children a set of behaviors that as a society we admire and we like to see in our people, in the way that they interact with the rest of society, especially their elders. And we perceive this as being respectful, and we use that word to just use it as a collection label. So it's a label for this collection of behaviors that as a society we like. Now, different societies have different sets of behaviors that they like to see. There's a lot of different ways that it changes based off of the social structures, depending on where you live and the time period, et cetera, et cetera. So let's go back to the original question. Can you teach your horse respect? No. You cannot teach respect in the sense of training a specific behavior. What you can do instead, though, is train a set of behaviors, or however long that list is, just a bunch of different behaviors, or a couple of behaviors. It really depends on the individual and your perception of, or what you like to see in your horses. So you can train these behaviors. You can train your horse to do these behaviors, and then you can view that as being respectful. You can view these behaviors as being ideal or beneficial or important. We then, as an equestrian society, or equestrians in general, and everybody's a little bit different, but we say, a horse that doesn't bite me is respect, right? So a horse leading, and you can't even train the absence of biting. What you can train is leading beside you calmly, lining up with you in a certain position, keeping the mouth to themselves, et cetera, et cetera. We could say that that horse is respectful. Well, we didn't train respect, though. What we trained is the type of leading behaviors that we would like to see in our horses. And then we as humans say that's respectful. So in short, no, you cannot train respect because it's not a singular behavior that you can train. What you can train and teach are the behaviors that you view as being safe and respectful. But we need to be careful to say that we're training respect, or that a horse needs respect, or that a horse should respect us, because horses don't understand human constructs, human labels. They don't understand the human language. They understand behaviors that we want and reinforce, or that get corrected. And so they learn through experience, and then we as humans decide which behaviors we feel like are respectful or not. So we need to be careful, again, using the word respect when it comes to horse training, because it is such an ambiguous kind of catch-all phrase that doesn't really help people understand what it is that they need to do to train, to help their horses. And it also doesn't help horses. Horses, again, don't understand respect towards humans. It's not an innate set of behaviors that they're born with, where they understand, oh, I act in XYZ way so that the human feels respected. They don't know any of this. Even amongst their own herd mates, growing up socially, they have to learn social behavior. Some of it's innate, meaning they're born understanding certain behaviors, but a lot of it is taught and learned. Their dam may not tolerate being bitten, and they may get corrected for that. They may only get reinforced with, positive reinforcement, with the ability to nurse if they are standing quietly and asking nicely from their dam to be able to nurse, and so on and so forth. So they learn these behaviors through experiences and having outcomes. They do a behavior, this outcome happens. They do a different behavior, this outcome happens. And so they learn to avoid certain behaviors because of certain unpleasant outcomes, and to do other behaviors because of pleasant outcomes. None of this falls under respect or lack of respect because it's not something that is taught as a singular behavior. And it's also a human construct and a human word. So next time that you're feeling disrespected by your horse, or you feel like your horse needs to respect you more, or maybe somebody tells you that your horse is being disrespectful, I encourage you to think on what behaviors in this moment would lead you or this other person to feel like the horse was respecting them. And how could we motivate those behaviors, or what is currently motivating the behaviors that we don't want to see more of? So is it because your horse is acting in a way that you don't like? What's motivating that behavior? How could we help the horse understand that we want different behaviors? Or is it that your horse is not acting is not performing certain behaviors you would like them to do? Okay, let's evaluate what are those behaviors specifically, and how could we motivate those behaviors and help our horses understand what it is that we're looking for, so that we can both be on the same page and we can both feel safe, and have open mutual dialogue with each other, having good communication with each other.